my name is Zidna Zuhaira Zakirah from class 2D with student number 124530086. In this video, I'm going to share you my experience about Eid al-Adha in my home and also some fun fact about Eid al-Adha. So first, before I'm going to tell you the experience of Eid al-Adha, I'm going to tell you a little bit of fun fact of Eid al-Adha. So we as Muslim always celebrate Eid al-Adha in the month of Hijriah. The usual tradition is we as Muslim took Hajj in that period of month. So Eid al-Adha, also known as the Feast of Sacrifice or Assignment-Ied, is a major Islamic holiday celebrated worldwide, and it's more than just about the sacrifice of animals. First, there's historical significance. Eid al-Adha commemorates Prophet Ibrahim's salam willingness to sacrifice his son Ismail and in obedience to Allah's command. According to Al-Quran and also Wikipedia, Allah intervened at the last moment, providing a ram instead. There's also Hajj connection. Eid al-Adha is the climax of Hajj pilgrimage at the period of month from a week before or a month before Eid al-Adha. We Muslims always take Hajj and go Hajj to the Haram country. Hajj also is one of the pillars of Islam. It's also become the global tradition for us Muslims. While the core meaning sacrifice and giving remain the same, different countries and cultures have their unique way of celebrating. For example, in Indonesia, our country, people often cook meats like sate, rendang, while in Arab countries, families may order catering or enjoy meals at restaurants, focusing more on spending time together. It's also the symbolism of the Qurban is the animal sacrifice, symbolizes the willingness to give up worldly possession, the animals itself, for the sake of God, and is a demonstration of gratitude and devotion. It is also a symbol of sharing and charity. For the people who offering the Qurbani animals, the meat from the sacrificed animals is traditionally divided into 3 parts: one for the family, one for friends, and one for those in need, promoting generosity and social responsibility. The Eid al-Adha celebration duration can last anywhere from 2 to 4 days depending on the country, but according to the tradition that I was introduced, it was more like 5 days, because there's a 1 day to the Eid al-Adha, and then 4 days is the Tashriq day, where people eat the meat from the day of the Qurbani, because there's also some people who sacrifice the animal from the second day of Eid al-Adha. The festive atmosphere also the highlight of this Eid al-Adha. In my home, we usually just take a picture and watch how people who offer the animals to watch together how the animals being slaughtered in the Qurbani procession. We Muslim also often wear new clothes, and some of my neighbors and friends also decorate their homes and participate in festive gatherings during Eid al-Adha, like gathering to enjoy the feast of the meat that we get from the animals that we sacrifice. There's also the silaturahmi silaturahmi session in Eid al-Adha, like Eid al-Fitri. It also is also time for strengthening the relationship and visiting families and friends according to Muslim Eid. Like when we have the tree of the meat that I mentioned before, we came to house or people to people to share the meat that we have. There's not much difference of the greetings. I often see people that use Eid Mubarak also for blessed Eid, for wish each other happy and blessed holiday. Okay, let's move on to my experience in Eid al-Adha after this fun fact, right? So usually I woke up early. Obviously, I woke up early and then I took a shower and then I took my best to makeup or something and wear my best clothes and then go to mosque to join the other two. In Indonesian it's called takbiran, and before that I listened to the imam to tell some words or two before we move on to the Eid prayer. And after the Eid prayer, I usually join my mom to like greet our neighbors and like shake their hands and like conversing a little before we took a route different from where we came from. Like if I go straight from my home, I'm going to take a right turn and go back to my home. My mom usually help her friends to cut the meat from the slaughtered kurban animals, but for me I usually just stay home because when she's gone, my father also sometimes left home for helping his friends too, and like they have like 2 different places. And then for my sister, they usually just chatting with friends, and me, I sometimes used to watch the procession of the kurban, but growing up, I think that's because social interaction caused me more a little bit of overwhelmed situation, so I do not join to watch. But my friends updating for like sometimes there's the cattle that lose, or the cow that lose, or maybe the sheep that lose. Sometimes it was chaotic and sometimes it was fun also. For the last 2 years I joined the committee to preparing the kurban. I helped the packaging and I also helped the taking picture of the other committee to do documentation of the festive atmosphere in the kurbani procession. And then when I go home, there's usually a pile of meat already waiting in the fridge. My mother sometimes asks me to help her pack the meat to new plastic bags because it was drenched in blood, not drenched, dripping with blood of the meat, to fresh new plastic bags, and we divided to some parts and to share with our families and our friends. Last month, my mom shared like 18 bags of meat to our neighbors, and after that, I usually just prepare the meat, like cutting the meat to cubes and then skewer it and making it to satay. But this month is special because it was my second time to invite my friends to enjoy the festivities of eating kurban meat that being proceed to satay and also grilled meat in my home. And usually I just stay at home a lot in Adha period. I think that's all my experience. It's clearly not something unexpected. It was just normal routine from a normal person like me. So I guess that is my experience. Thank you for listening. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.